back to my channel. My name is Darian and today I'm going to be doing the Sour book tag. So obviously this tag was inspired by the album Sour by Olivia Rodrigo, which is flawless, amazing, a masterpiece. It has taken over my life. I love Olivia Rodrigo with my whole heart, so I am very excited to do this tag today. I've seen a few different versions of this tag going around, but the one I'm doing was created by Sam Young's Books on Instagram. I will leave their original post linked down below if you guys want to check it out. Obviously all the questions are inspired by songs from the album, so let's just get into it. I can't wait. So the first song is Brutal. So the question for Brutal is, who is your favorite bookish bad boy? And I don't know if this person counts as a bad boy, but he's definitely like brooding and grumpy, so I don't know if that counts, but I have to go with Will Herondale from the Infernal Devices series. I do have the first book with him on the cover, but like it's downstairs. I don't feel like getting it, but I love Will. I mean, I really need to reread this series because it's been a while since I read it, but I have always loved Will. Jem, he can just go away. I do not care for Jem at all. I mean, maybe if I reread the series, then I would like him more, but when I read it originally, no thank you. Jem, I did not like him. He can go, it's fine. But Will, I loved him. I love the grumpy boys. Grumpy is like my first quality that I notice in a man. I just love the grumpy boys, and Will is so grumpy, so brooding. I just love him so much, but he's also like really thoughtful and he really cares about the people that he loves, and I love him so much. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I just love him. Is he considered a bad boy? Maybe not. Like, he's not your traditional bad boy, but like, I think he counts. I love him. That's what I'm going with. So the next song is Traitor.
You talk to her, maybe did even worse. I kept quiet so I could keep you. Ain't it funny how you ran to her the second that we called it quits? Ain't it funny how you said you were friends, now it sure as hell don't look like it. You betrayed me, and I know that you'll never feel sorry.
So the question for Traitor is a book that you read out of spite or knowing that you wouldn't like it. So I don't really read books out of spite, because if I know that I'm not gonna like a book, I don't want to waste my time reading it. And again, I don't really go into books thinking like, well, I already know I'm not gonna like this, so but let's just go ahead and read it anyways. Like, I don't really do that because I don't know, then I'm not gonna have a good time. Why would I do that? But the book that I guess comes closest to that is The Selection by Kira Cass. I went into that book having a feeling that I wouldn't like it, but I did still want to read it to see if I did like it, because I knew that a lot of people saw this series as a guilty pleasure, and so I was like, maybe I'll love it, maybe it'll be fun. But I did not like that book at all. I gave it 1 star. Oh my god, I really hated that book. It was just not good. Like, I get so angry thinking about that book because the writing is just so poorly written. It is not good. I didn't like any of the characters. The story did not make sense. It was so messy. Oh my god, I really don't like that book. So that's the only one that I went into being like, I have a feeling I'm not gonna like this, but I still want to try it. But it did not end well. I did not like it. Yeah. The next song is Driver's License. The queen herself, the pièce de résistance. I love it so much.
Finally drive up to your house, but today I drove through the suburbs, crying because you were around. You're probably with that one girl who always made me doubt. She's so much older than me, she's everything I'm insecure about. Yet today I drove through the suburbs, cause how could I ever love someone else? And I know we weren't perfect, but I've never felt this way with no one. And I just can't imagine how you could be so okay now that I'm gone. Yes, you didn't mean what you wrote, and it's all about me. You said forever, now I drive alone past your street.
So yeah, Driver's License, I adored that song from the second I heard it. It's still my favorite on the album. It is such a masterpiece. I love that song so much. If you didn't know, I do have a video that recommends books based off of that song alone. So if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. I'm really proud of it. But anyways, the question for Driver's License is to name a book that made you feel free. And I didn't really know how to answer this, so the book that I went with, no one's gonna be surprised, is Beyond the Black Door by A.M. Strickland. I have just sung this book's praises since I read it. I will not stop talking about this book. I love this book so much. We all know this. It's one of my favorite books I've read this year, one of my favorite books of all time, and the reason that this book made me feel free, I guess, is because the main character is asexual and is currently discovering her asexuality, and just the way that she describes asexuality in this book just made me feel so seen, and I related to it so much. And so in that way it made me feel free, in the sense that I was like, other people feel like this, like I'm not the only one. I mean, I knew I wasn't the only one, but yeah, I don't know. This book just means a lot to me and I love it so much, and I will just keep recommending it until everyone on BookTube has read it, okay? Okay. The next song is One Step Forward, Three Steps Back.
You got me fucked up in the head, boy. Never doubted myself so much. You're my pretty, my fun, boy. I hate that I give you power over that kind of stuff. Cause it's always one step forward and three steps back. I'm the love of your life until I make you mad. It's always one step forward and three steps back. Do you love me, want me, hate me, boy? I don't understand. No, I don't understand.
So the question for One Step Forward, Three Steps Back is your favorite couple that went through way too much. So I have an honorable mention answer for this, but I didn't want to go with this because I haven't actually finished the series yet. But I do want to mention Elias and Laia from An Ember in the Ashes. I've only read the first 2 books, but already they have gone through way too much, and I know that Sabaa Tahir has put them through even more in the last 2 books, but I just haven't read them yet. So the couple that I'm gonna go with is Laszlo and Sarai from Strange the Dreamer, obviously. I mean, who has gone through more than these 2? I'm listening. I can't say, obviously, what these 2 went through, but if you know, you know. Like, I feel so sad just thinking about it, but I mean, I can't talk about it, obviously, because of spoilers, but yeah. These 2, they go through so much. And they don't deserve it. And the end of this book, and then like the whole of Muse of Nightmares just makes me want to cry. Well, this whole book makes me want to cry too, but yeah. That's all I can really say without spoilers, but these 2 go through a lot, okay? So that's my answer. The next song is Deja Vu.
Watching reruns of Glee being annoying, singing in harmony, I bet she's bragging to all her friends saying you're so unique. So when you gonna tell her that we do that too, she thinks it's special.
So the question for Deja Vu is name a book that you can't stop rereading, and I haven't reread very many books. I could go with Strange the Dreamer because I have reread that one, but I just mentioned it. So really the only other book I've reread is One Day in December by Josie Silver. I love that book. That book is like a guilty pleasure for me. I know it's not the best book ever written, okay? I know, whatever, but I love it. I don't know what to tell you. I just love it, and I've read it twice now, and I have a feeling I'll be rereading it every December, even though like it's not necessarily a Christmassy book. Like, you don't have to read it in December. It's just called One Day in December because the inciting incident happens one day in December, but it doesn't, the whole story doesn't take place in December, but I still find it gives me like wintry vibes, like cozy wintry vibes, so I do want to reread it every December. Also because both times I read it, I did read it in December. Oh my god, how many times am I gonna say December? But anyways, that is a book that I do see myself rereading every year, so I'm gonna go with that one. Next we have Good For You. I love this song so much. Oh my god, such a good song.
Good for you, I guess you moved on really easily. Only took a couple weeks. Remember when you said that you wanted to give me the world? Good for you, I guess you moved on yourself. Like a therapist I found for you, she really helped. Man, good for you,
So the question for Good For You is an overhyped book that you didn't like, and I was trying to think of a different answer for this question because I feel like for every question that's sort of like this, I just give the same answer. But like, this is the book that I've definitely disliked the most, that is the most hyped, if that makes sense. So I have to go with Circe by Madeline Miller. We all know I really don't like this book. I just found it so slow, so boring. This book put me in such a reading slump last year and I will never forgive it. I do not like this book and I know I should have DNF'd it. I know, okay, but I didn't and I suffered and I don't like this book. I don't have good memories attached to this book. I just don't like it, and a lot of people seem to love this book and I'm very happy for them. Good for you. Anyways, that was a bad joke, but yeah, I don't like this book and that's okay. So yeah. The next song is Enough For You, which Olivia wrote from my perspective. She wrote it just for me. I can't believe she did that to me. I did not ask for this pain, but thank you, Olivia, for hurting me in this way. Yeah.
I look like the other prom queens I know that you loved before. Tried so hard to be everything that you like, just for you to say you're not the compliment type. I knew how you took your coffee and your favorite songs by heart. I read all your self-help books so you'd think that I was smart. Stupid, emotional, obsessive little me. I knew from the start this is exactly how you'd leave. You found someone more exciting the next second you were gone. You left me there crying, wondering what I did wrong. You always say I'm never satisfied, but I don't think that's true. Cause all I ever wanted was to be enough for you. Yeah, all I ever wanted was to be enough for you.
So the question for Enough For You is your OG favorite series that you have moved on from, and I couldn't think of anything that I have moved on from, and this is my OG favorite series, but I wouldn't say I've moved on from it. I mean, I haven't read it in a long time, so I guess I don't know my like current thoughts about this series, so I don't know if this is technically answering the question, but I have not moved on from this. But anyways, that is the Percy Jackson series by Rick Riordan. I mean, this series holds such a special place in my heart. I remember just devouring this series when I first read it in elementary school, and this was definitely the OG favorite series. I was so obsessed with this series, as I'm sure so many other people were in elementary school, but like, this was my first love. I just adored this so much. I loved Percy so much. I loved Percy and Annabeth. I remember like staying up late to read every book. I woke up early to read every book. I would walk to school and like my brother would have to like hold my arm so that I could read as I walked to school. I read it during recess. I read it during lunch. Like, this just consumed my whole life when I read it. So this is definitely the OG favorite series, but I haven't moved on from it yet because I really want to reread it and read his like sequel series, and yeah, so it's not really answering the question, but this is what I'm going with. So yeah. The next song is Happier.
One more girl who brings out the better in you. Now I thought my heart was attached. All the sunlight of her past. She's so sweet, she's so pretty. Does she mean you forgot about me? Oh, I hope you're happy, but not like how you were with me. I'm selfish, I know, can't let you go. So find someone great, but don't find no one better. I hope you're happy, but don't be happier.
The question for Happier is the book that gave you the worst book hangover. So again, the answer for this would probably be Strange the Dreamer, but the next one is Where Dreams Descend by Janella Angelis. Oh my god, when I finished this book, I was a mess. I remember staying up until 3 a.m. to finish this book, and then I was just crying in my bed after I had finished it, and I had read the arc of this book, so not many people had read it yet, so I had no one to talk to about the ending of this book. And then I remember the next day just like, you know when you're in that state after you finish a book and you're like,
how can anyone go on in the world? How are people just living their lives when this just happened? How?
So yeah, I had a huge book hangover from this book. I need the second book. It keeps getting pushed back, which is breaking my heart. It was supposed to come out originally in June, and then it got pushed to August. Now it's coming out in October, and I'm very excited for it. I'm very scared. I have a feeling I'm gonna be hurt even more. But yeah, the ending of this book just made me want to cry forever, and I was just in a daze after I finished it. And yeah, I just think about this book a lot, and I can't wait to reread it. I want to reread it before the second book comes out so that I can feel that pain, but then get answers right away, you know? So yeah, definitely worst book hangover. Next we have Jealousy Jealousy, which is one of my favorite songs on the album. It's such a bop. Oh my god, I love this song so much.
I'm gonna wanna come from across the room. Jealousy, a girl's too good to be true. With paper white teeth and perfect bodies, wish I didn't care. I know that beauty is not my lack, but it feels like that weight is on my back, and I can't let it go. Comparison is killing me slowly. I think too much about kids who don't know me. I'm so sick of myself. Rather be anyone else. Jealousy, jealousy started following me. Started following me.
So the question for Jealousy Jealousy is the bookish world that you would do anything to move to. This was such an easy answer, like so easy. That is obviously the Tea Dragon Society by Kay O'Neill. I don't know what this world is called, but like, can you imagine being part of this scene here, having a little picnic with these characters and these tea dragons. There's only one here, but it's fine. Imagine more tea dragons. Like, I would do anything. I have my little chamomile over here. I would do anything to live in this world, to have a tea dragon, and just take care of it. I would love it so hard, and then we could share our memories, and oh my god, it would just be so wholesome. This is the most wholesome graphic novel series, and I would just be happy all the time, and I would just cry because I would be so happy. Like, who would not want to live in this world? I don't know. I don't want to live in some fantasy world where I could be killed any second. Like, there's no people going after me in this world, okay? I'm just gonna sit in the woods and have a great time with my tea dragons. It's that simple. So this was easy. Moving on. I don't need to talk about this anymore. So the next song is Favorite Crime, which is my favorite song after Driver's License. This song definitely grew on me. Like, after the first listen, I mean, first of all, I adore every single song. Like, there's no song I dislike, there's no song I skip. I love them all. But after the first listen, when I ranked the songs, this one was near the bottom. But now, it has grown on me so much. It is definitely my favorite after Driver's License. I love this song so much. It's so good.
Know that I love you so bad. I let you treat me like that. I was your willing accomplice, honey. I watched as you fled the sea, doe-eyed as you buried me, when the heart broke, 4 hands bloody. The things I did, just so I could call you mine. The things you did, well, I hope I was your favorite crime.
So the question is a book that you ditched your social life to finish, and like, I don't have a social life. Like, especially now, I do not see people. Even before the pandemic, like, I didn't have much of a social life. I would see my friends every once in a while just because we were all so busy and with school and work and all that. Like, I didn't really have a social life, and especially now, again, it's non-existent. So the book I chose, I didn't like ditch my social life to finish, but it affected my social life, I guess, because I had stayed up late to finish this book. And then the next day I was working on a project for school, and like I had to get up really early to meet my group, and I stayed up really late to finish this book, and so I was exhausted when I met with my group. So like, it affected my social life in a way. But anyways, that book is Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. We all know I love this book so much. It was one of my favorite books from last year, one of my favorite books of all time, one of my favorite YA fantasies. I mean, I just love this book so much. I need the second book again, please. I need it soon. We don't even have like any news about the second book. I need it. Please, Tracy Deonn, I'm looking at you. Please hurry up. But also take your time. Like, you know, it's okay. But I'm just very excited for the second book, and I love this book so much. I love Bree. I love Nick. I'm starting to love Selwyn. He's growing on me. We'll see how the second book goes. But yeah, I stayed up very late to finish this. I also had to finish it for the whiners, but it also kind of affected my social life, I guess. I was very tired the next day, but it was worth it. I just, yeah, love this book. Love it so much. And finally, we have Hope You're Okay, which, again, I love this song so much. It makes me want to cry every time I listen to it. Such a beautiful song.
Knew a boy once when I was small, towhead blonde with eyes of salt, playing the drum in the marching band. His parents cared more about the Bible than being good to their own child. long sleeves of his dad. And somehow we fell out of touch.
Oh.
Hope he took his back and made a royal flush. Don't know if I'll see you again someday. If you're out there, I hope that you're okay.
I just realized during that I forgot that I do own One Day in December now, and I could have held it up when I was talking about it. It's okay. But anyways, the question for Hope You're Okay is a book that you regret DNFing or unhauling. And first of all, there's no books that I regret DNFing because I've only DNF'd I think 2 books. And I do not regret DNFing either of those. So the book that I regret unhauling, again, I haven't unhauled many books, but this book I got rid of a while ago. I think it was even when I moved rooms because my brother and I switched rooms like, I don't even know, like 10 years ago at this point, I guess. And I think during that I got rid of some of my books like from elementary school. And there is one series that I regret unhauling because this was like, I wasn't obsessed with this series like I was with Percy Jackson, but I really loved this series in elementary school. This one I reread I think at least 2 or 3 times, but that is the Molly Moon series. I think the first book is called Molly Moon's Incredible Book of Hypnotism, something like that. I know Noelle from Noelle's 7 Pages also really liked this series. I regret getting rid of it because I would love to still have that book and maybe revisit it. I mean, maybe I'll buy it again, I don't know, but I was really obsessed with that book and I remember like it was really battered because I just loved it so much and reread it a few times. So I do regret getting rid of that because I would love to still have that and to maybe read it again, I don't know. So that's what I'm going with. So that's it for the Sour book tag. I love Sour so much. I know I already mentioned that, but if you somehow haven't listened to it yet, I highly recommend go listen to it. It's so good. She's so talented. I can't wait to see what she does in the future. I'm just so proud of her. I want to protect her and I just wish her nothing but the best. And yeah, so that's it for the tag. I am going to tag a few people. I'm gonna tag Casey from Casey Can Read. I will tag Jess from Books Past Bedtime. And I will tag Nicole from Cup of Nicole. So you guys are tagged. I mean, you don't have to do it if you don't want to, but feel free if you want to. Also, like, literally anyone watching, if you want to do this, I tag you. You know the drill. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon with another video soon. Bye!